Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today we're doing the preview for the ESPN Plus card that's taking place on Saturday, November 26th. Now, I say that, but it's not a guarantee because you have John Ryder taking on Zach Parker, undefeated super middleweight contender. It's for the vacant WBO super middleweight title. I just looked and it said the provider would be ESPN Plus, but I don't know if that's locked in for sure or not. I hope it is. It was on BT Sport, and most of BT Sport's fights that take place overseas, most of them, especially recently, have been taking place on ESPN Plus. So I'm hoping that's the case because this is a big fight in the super middleweight division. Just for the division itself, it's a very good matchup, a domestic rivalry. John Ryder, former world title challenger, came up short against Callum Smith back in 2019 and has been trying to get back in the mix for a serious shot ever since. Another serious crack at the belt. A lot of people felt he beat Callum Smith. Now he's going to be taking on, very solid, undefeated Zach Parker, taller fighter, trying to make a name for himself and put himself on the map in a serious way at 168 pounds. So, very, very big matchup right here. It's for the vacant WBO interim title. So the winner is in direct line to fight Canelo Alvarez, the undisputed super middleweight champion. And I truly believe that the winner of this fight is going to get a crack at Canelo next. Because Canelo came out recently, actually just a few days ago, and said that he wants to take a tune-up bout in May ahead of a rematch with Dimitri Bivol in September. Now, I think that really, what does that mean? What's a tune-up bout for him? Well, a tune-up bout is any guy who's doesn't have a huge name right now. And the reason I think the Ryder and Parker fight is perfect is because he would come in a heavy favorite into that fight. Nobody would expect the other guy to win, so I think that's why that would be considered a tune-up bout. Now, that could be smoke and mirrors. That could be bullshit. Canelo could decide, hey, I'm moving up to light heavyweight so I can get a better feel for the weight and take on a guy who's not, a likely opponent, a likely option, for me to fight. That's what I'm doing. Get a better feel for the weight, so I can look better and be better against Dimitri Bivol. But I think we're gonna find out in the next couple months if that's the case. Once Canelo has, a mandatory here locked up, he might have to give up the belt if he decides he doesn't want to fight the winner of Parker and Ryder. That might be what he has to do. But I don't think Canelo wants to do that. I think Canelo, just in case he loses the rematch to Dimitri Bivol, he wants to hold on to as many belts as he can at 168 so he can continue to dominate that division and set up big fights there moving forward. Because if he loses to Bivol in a rematch, I think Canelo's going to look at things like, 175 and up is just too big for me. So I'm going to stay at 168 and make the biggest fights possible here. So again, I think he's going to want to hold on to as many of the 4 world titles as he can. And I think fighting and, doing his mandatory against the winner of this fight makes a lot of sense. So a lot on the line for Zach Parker and John Ryder. A lot on the line. Ryder is coming off his biggest win. He defeated Daniel Jacobs. Parker hasn't been on that level yet. For me, that's the difference. I think John Ryder is going to get the victory here. I think it's going to be hard fought, but I think he's going to get the win because he's fought the better competition. But I would not be surprised if the taller Zach Parker shows us something and gets a victory. He's been waiting around for a big fight. He got twice this year, has been flirted with the Demetrius Andrade fight. He was willing to take that fight in order to get, a monster fight with potentially Canelo. And I think he's really coming in ready for that. But I think John Ryder's also very ready, very hungry. And I think that's going to be the difference. But I really wouldn't be surprised if Parker pulls off the win. So a big time fight card here on Saturday, November 26th. Well, the undercard, nothing really to speak of, but a big time main event. Really significant fight in the 168-pound super middleweight division. John Ryder versus Zach Parker for the vacant WBO interim super middleweight title. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you did, smash the like button, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel. I appreciate any and all support. This is True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.